Today we're talking about the new Balance Fuelcell Propel V4, which takes on a massive update from its previous model. This makes it both an exciting update and an ambiguous shoe. Today I'll be giving you the inside scoop on what you need to know about it and whether it will suit your running. If you're unfamiliar with New Balance's running range, it has two silos of technical running shoes. The first is fresh foam shoes, which are designed for long distance everyday running, comfort focused, and then it has fuel cell shoes, which are designed for speed focused days. The Propel sits in the speed category, but it's the most versatile shoe in the speed category, and many runners will use the shoe as if it's a fresh foam shoe. To understand what I mean by this, let us take a look at the technical specs behind the shoe. At the midsole, we've got a stack height of 31mm at the heel and 25mm at the forefoot, which is ample cushioning for both speed training and everyday running. Within this midsole is a TPU plate, which you can see from the bottom here. This does a few things, but one of which is provide extra protection underfoot, which is the big difference between this model and its previous iteration. The plate also gives the shoe extra bending stiffness, similar to a carbon fiber plate except a bit more flexible and versatile to different paces. The shoe also takes on a more curved rocker design, and part of the function of this plate is to hold the shape together. The positioning of this rock is also quite interesting, with the apex of its curve being around here, which is 2 centimeters further back than most like-for-like shoes. I think this works quite well because it means that you don't have to be running fast or rolling off your toes very quickly in order to feel this curved rolling rocket effect, which is why I think the shoe suits both speed training and daily running well. The shoe has a 6mm heel to toe drop, which plays into the hands or feet of a midfoot prominent runner. I think heel strikers should be wary of this shoe, as a 6mm heel to toe drop often forces you into an inorganic position. I also think the shoe is more vulnerable to heel wear for those heavy heel strikers, as there's less reinforcements here and the heel is extra soft, so will wear through quicker. As far as the rest of the shoe is concerned, New Balance use their own branded endurance blown rubber, which they've splayed generously on the shoe, and you shouldn't have much issue here unless you are a hard-wearing heel striker, as there's not extra rubber based on the heel. The upper of the shoe takes on quite a straightforward engineered mesh that has a lot of substance to it, which I enjoy as it ensures that it's durable, and it also ensures that there's no weak spots in the upper. When you flex the shoe to mimic bending as you run, there's no awkward folding of the upper that might annoy you as you run. The tongue of the shoe is quite padded. It's not, however, gusted or stitched in from the side, which I think some runners might have enjoyed. Personally, I'm not missing anything out by not having it gusted, but it's something to consider in the future. The heel count of the shoe is very straightforward. It's an internal counter with extra padding and it's flared away from the heel. It's very easy to slip on and off even while your laces are tied, but secure while your foot's locked into the shoe. I wouldn't suggest slipping your shoe on and off forcefully while your laces are tied, as this leads to premature wear of the heel counter, but it's easy to do so, which sort of insinuates the comfort that the construction of the back piece has. The accumulation of all of this is that the sample size of a men's shoe weighs in at 302 grams, which is 10.6 ounces, while a women's shoe weighs in at 230 grams, which is 8.1 ounces. It's hard to believe that this is the weight, as the shoe runs much lighter on foot. So I would either disregard the weight or consider it to be positioned more as a 270 gram shoe in a men's sample size at least. The fit of the shoe is neither narrow nor is it wide. I know some wide-footed runners who've really enjoyed the fit, while I myself have a narrow foot and I thoroughly enjoy the fit. So I'd argue that the shoe is very accommodating when it comes to fit. So with everything we've just spoken about, which runner will this shoe suit the most? Well, there's a runner who's looking to do both up-tempo training and daily training in the same shoe. So this is a jack-of-all-trades shoe that will accommodate that runner who's looking to do both long runs and interval training with our training shoes. This is probably someone who is a more experienced runner who's light on their feet. There is a second runner who will suit this shoe, and that is someone who is an improving runner who's already got a pair of daily trainers, but is looking to invest in a speed or race day specific shoe, and it might even be their first ever specific race day shoe. This runner is looking for not the most aggressive race on the market, nor the most expensive race day shoe on the market, but something that is protective, light and speedier than what they already have for daily training. So this is a great beginner-friendly race day shoe. Someone who's previously ran in a New Balance Fuelcell Propel will really appreciate this update. The model has been up-spec'd, it's more protective, and it's still a heck of a lot of shoe for its price point at $110. You really get a lot of shoe for your investment. We've briefly spoken about which foot strike the shoe will suit the most, and that would be someone who's a mid-foot prominent runner, at least a mid-foot prominent runner in this shoe. So that is someone who's transferring most of their force through the midsection of the shoe. This is also a neutral shoe. However, mild supinators will enjoy the shoe, as there's lateral flaring on the outside of the shoe that will help guide and support your foot as you roll outwards. Conversely, mild overpronators may or may not enjoy the shoe. They may enjoy the shoe if they use it as a speed-specific shoe, but not a daily training shoe. However, even that, there's no blanket statement for overpronators in the shoe, as while there are support features per se, such as this TPU plate that resists torsion, a wider base of support that typically gives you more balance underfoot. There is also heightened stack height and no dual density on the midsole. How you react to this depends on runner per runner. As we know, a shoe can't be everything to everyone. There are some runners this shoe won't suit. More specifically, someone who's looking for the most cushioned expression of New Balance's daily training shoes. For that, I'd refer them to the 1080. Conversely, if someone's looking for New Balance's fastest expression of speed, I would refer them to the SE Elite 3. A lot of New Balance's followers and likers are traditional runners. These are runners who aren't looking for anything fancy from a shoe and are also looking for a natural flexion through the toes. This wouldn't be your one. For that, I'd recommend the 880. If you're a heavier runner or someone who wears quickly through your heels, I wouldn't recommend the Propel. Rather, I'd recommend the 880 or 860. If you're looking for a hybrid road trail shoe or a hybrid walk-run shoe, I also wouldn't recommend the Propel. If you want to know something similar in the market so you can gauge a comparison, similar in terms of function, I would refer you to the Adidas Adizero Boston or the Asics Nova Blast. Similar in terms of underfoot feel, I would refer you to the Saucony Endorphin Speed. Thanks very much for watching this video. I hope it's been helpful. Let me know what you think of the